what's your diagnosis process like? I mean, you go, you get invited into a company. It could have been any one of these things that you talked about. Where do you start? And then, give me the 4 or 5 steps of kind of how you work. Because when I look at the output after you guys have done your analytical work, it's pretty incredible. And it's unbelievably valuable to the owners to be able to see in real time what's really going on. So that's kind of out there in the cosmic universe of analytical work. But how would you say you start the process and work through it?
Yeah, so we use a couple of frameworks, throw some acronyms at you.
Framework. I didn't learn that in school.
Yeah, I'm a Central High grad, so
okay,
you're Benson. I mean, we're not that different. So we have a couple of frameworks that we use. When we're looking at problems, we're looking at things in a way that is mutually exclusive and collectively exhausting. So I was giving the.
You see why he's doing this, folks, and I'm not. All right, keep going.
Yeah, leave it up to us. So mutually exclusive, collectively exhausting. What that means is, as I was alluding to at the beginning, the bad way of identifying a problem is saying, I have a sales problem. Okay, what do I do with that? Let's start to break that down. Do we have what is sales? We have lead generation, we have lead conversion, we have customer retention, we have their experience from the operations side. Say the company's building a house for them or picking up their trash or whatever. Does the company look bad by the way that their operations are going? Do they have a clunky process for receiving payment from you or bad accounting records that make you look foolish? So rather than just listening to what people have to say and say, I have a problem in this area, we go in, we look at finance, we look at operations, we look at information systems, and we look at the human systems, and we start to break all of those down into their component parts until we're very confident that we've measured every part of the business and have a good sense of what's really going on.
And you figured out a way to automate how you're assembling the data?
I mean, every company is different and their data systems are different, but yeah, our team is, they're wizards at data analysis. And I mean, most of what a company is streams of data coming in and streams of data going out. So,
okay, so let's say that you've got a workbench and you've got 10 tools on the workbench, and each company is going to be different. You're going to need a different tool for each company. What would be some examples of the tools that you pull off your workbench and apply to a company? That's a good question. So I suppose I'll start. There is a lot of help me out with tools, because I'm thinking just pure data analysis. Okay, well, one could be restructuring the financial statements so they look correct and they function better. Another one would be maybe studying the way they manage their payables and receivables, and you see a meltdown in how all that is going on.
Yeah, okay, that's helpful. So, usually I'm very interested in operations. I mean, you alluded to my supply chain and logistics background. So I like to study operations heavily because, in my opinion, most of the time that's the hardest job inside a company. So we have various tools that will help us figure out what's going on in operations. And a lot of that is not sexy. That is going and sitting in a plant and watching people work and typing out what you see and following stuff from raw materials to finished goods and just observing the process by yourself. Financial systems, we'll do comparative analysis. So just try to normalize the financial statements year by year against competitors and nationwide benchmarks to the best you can. That'll usually start to flesh out some stuff.